Hello guys, welcome to the channel, Bob here, and today we've got another Amiga Retrospective. Now I'm hoping that we're going to get, for some of you, it should be quite a well-known logo. There we go, Melbourne House. Probably most famous for Way of the Exploding Fist, I guess. That was the game that I certainly remember them for, although they sort of developed and distributed lots of other games. Now today we're playing a Lord of the Rings game. We're playing War in Middle-earth. This is a strange game, this one. It came out in Oh, it's got some music going. Let's let the music go. There's a fellowship, Frodo, Pippin and Sam, just leaving Hobbiton. There's a letter from Gandalf, basically saying, get on your bike, lads. I can't make it, so get yourself to Rivendell. And there's assuming that's Hobbiton in the background. It's a strange game, this one. It sort of advertised itself as a real-time strategy game. Let's head to the map. This is another strange part of the game, which I'll cover that a bit later. But yeah, the game sort of promoted itself as a real-time strategy game. I sort of feel it's more of an adventure game, personally. But with strategy elements, if you like. Let's get Frodo on the move before I talk a bit more about the game, because otherwise he'll end up getting captured by a Black Rider. Yeah, so there's two sides to the game. First of all, I would say that when the game first came out, I did when I say it first came out, when I got an Amiga, which would have been sort of, you know, around 1990 time, that kind of thing, maybe a bit before that. I did play the game initially, and one of the reasons I sort of two main reasons I played the game. One, it's Lord of the Rings, which I love, and the other one is that one of the developers was Mike Singleton. Now I don't know how much involvement he had with the game, but he was one of my favourite developers during the 8-bit times. He obviously did, I'm sure you're aware, Lords of Midnight and Doom Dark's Revenge on the Spectrum, which two of my favourite games on the Spectrum. So I was expecting big things from it, you know, Lord of the Rings plus Mike Singleton. Yeah, you know, that's an absolute winner. Unfortunately, it didn't really turn out that way. It's an interesting game, but I don't really think it probably did what it tried to achieve. As I said before, it's an amalgamation of adventure and strategy. Now, the adventure side of things, pretty much, well, the whole game pretty much takes place on this map screen here. And I made a mistake when I first played the game many years ago, because I tried to play it as though I was following the trail of the Fellowship. So here's Frodo just leaving Hobbiton. He's travelling to Buckland first, then he travels to Bombadil's house, that kind of thing. So that's how I initially first sort of set about playing the game. I thought, well, obviously what I've got to do here is travel to different locations that the Fellowship did, meet people along the way, and kind of follow the story of Lord of the Rings. But what you find out quite quickly is that that's only really a small part of it. The Fellowship sort of trail is there for you to follow, and you do need to follow it, eventually, so you can pick up all of the characters. But a big part of the game, and it ties in with the strategy side, is Frodo has to explore Middle-earth, essentially. If you look around the map, I think that's Belagost there. That's Belagost, yeah. I think that's a New Minas up there. That's Dead Man's Dyke. That must be a New Minas, is it? Yep. You've got sort of Weathertop here. So the strategy side of the game is that what Frodo needs to do, as well as being the ring bearer, he needs to travel around and find these artifacts. And what he does with those essentially is he gives them to the leaders of different factions. So you've got Rohan, Gondor, Lorien, all the ones you would expect. So when you find an item that someone wants, you give it to them, and then they let you take over command of their armies. So let's have a look down here. If we have a look down here, for example, who's that? There's Eomer over there, 120 cavalry. So as you can see, these are just units of soldiers. There's Erkenbrand. I loved Erkenbrand in the books. Didn't have a big part, but he was quite good. Theodred, that's Theoden's son. So when you find the item that Rohan wants, you give it to them. They then let you control their soldiers. So the strategy side of the game comes into it then, where you move the soldiers around the map, fighting the forces of Mordor and Isengard, essentially. There's Isengard there. 2,500 hand orcs, 1,500 Uruk-hai, 2,000 Dunlendings. So that's where the strategy side comes into it, as well as moving Frodo around the map trying to find items to help himself and to gain favour with a lot of the factions. You're also moving the soldiers about. Unfortunately, I haven't got far enough in the game yet to show you much of the strategy side of things, but essentially, as you can see, it's a pretty traditional moving sort of units around the map, fighting other units. There's the entrance to Minas Morgul there, 10,000 orcs. I'm assuming that part of the idea of controlling the soldiers is that you maybe try and find an easier route for Frodo to travel through. So when you're controlling the Gondorian troops, you attack Minas Morgul, maybe clear it out so Frodo's got an easier route through. As you can see, getting into Mordor's not easy, and he certainly needs the help of the soldiers. So that's the strategy part of the game. Quite basic, I would say. And then obviously you got the adventure side of the game, and I think this is probably what initially, anyway, until you start finding items, this will take up the bulk of the game. Moving Frodo around different locations, finding the items you require to win favour, and then sort of taking over the troops. And as a Tolkien fan, I find that quite interesting. Normally I'm someone who's not too keen on games or media that tries to change Tolkien's work and move away from it, but I don't think they've really tried to change it too much here. I just think, obviously, from a gamey point of view, they've got to make a game of some kind, and they've decided to make part of that game moving the Fellowship around, searching around Middle-earth, and looking to see what you can find. What I'm going to do is move. I think I think the party here are already moving to Buckland. Let's just make sure. The party move a lot quicker on roads, so when they're in a forest at the moment, so when they're not on a road, they do take quite a long time to get there, and they only travel by day. So at night, your little flashing icon will just keep stopping as they go asleep. I'll speed up the time. I quite like this bit. You got normal, hasty, and very hasty, which I thought was a nice touch. As you can see, the Black Riders are all around the Shire at the moment, trying to find Frodo. But we've reached Buckland. Merry's there, so Merry meets Frodo. So Frodo joins Merry joins the party. What we'll then do is very quickly move Frodo across to Tom Bombadil's house. So he will go through the old forest. Now this is a good chance to show you the other viewpoint of the game. We've reached Tom Bombadil's house. Frodo meets Tom Bombadil. Tom Bombadil invites Frodo to pause and talk. So what you can do is, if you click go there, it then changes to this other viewpoint, which is a more sort of down and dirty, personal with the characters you're controlling. And also when you meet NPCs like Tom Bombadil, he may give you a bit of useful information. He may say, go to Belagost, there's an item there. I'm aware there's an item there. Go along. You'll find it might come in useful. So a lot of the here we go, look. Frodo, what a fortuitous meeting. Listen closely. West of the once proud city of Annúminas, a golden sceptre has washed ashore. There you go, you see. So you've got an NPC sort of giving you a bit of a hint on what to do. So then you go across to Annúminas and try and find this golden sceptre, and the golden sceptre will obviously come in useful maybe when you meet someone later on in the game. There's also a bit more information here. Unknown to Thrain's captors, he hid his ring in a glade north of the Necromancer's Tower. So let's just freeze that there, because what we're going to do is we're going to pick up an object here. And as you can see on the floor, there's an elven blade, so we'll pick that up. So in some of the locations that you visit, even if there isn't one of the items that you need for a faction, there are other things you can pick up, weapons, potions, that kind of thing. So thanks for that, Tom. We'll leave Tom Bombadil there. So Tom Bombadil's given us two lots of information there. He's told us in Annúminas there's an item that might be quite useful, and over near the Necromancer's Tower there's also an item there. So that's how that visiting NPC. Let me just slow the time of the game down. Oh no, don't want to do that. We want to do that. Yeah. So as you can see, go and see the key NPCs. They'll give you some information that might prove useful, and you can go along to those locations, visit the site, and maybe find the items. See, eventually I think the ring wraiths get a bit fed up and and head off sort of in this direction over to where Rivendell is. Because I noticed after a while the Shire clears out and there aren't any of them left. I quite like the Witch King. Has also got a slightly different sprite to the other ones, as you can see. He's at Dead Man's Dyke at the moment. Yeah, but he's slightly different looking, which I thought was quite a nice touch as well. What I'll do now is I'll just nip forward a bit. I've got a saved game that's a bit further ahead than this, where we've got Aragorn in the party. So what I'll do is I'll nip ahead and show you a bit more gameplay. Hello guys, welcome back. We're back with more in Middle Earth, and this is slightly ahead of the gameplay we've currently been doing. We've got, as you can see, we're at Weathertop. We've got Aragorn in the party. Something interesting I noticed is that they don't call this town Bree, which I thought was quite odd. Looking at the location, that's between Buckland, Tom's House, and Weathertop. That's essentially where Bree should be. And I'm assuming this is the marshes there as well. So I'm not sure why they don't call it Bree. That's quite odd, that one. But that was a mystery we'll probably never uncover. Anyway, let's show you a bit more gameplay. What I'm hoping to show you here is a bit of combat, because your party does get involved in sort of random fights. You also get random events as well as you walk. Occasionally, when I've been walking about, I've come across Radagast. And what you'll do is you'll get a message up here saying Radagast greets you and wants to talk. And if you click go there, it sort of takes you down into the more sort of zoomed in section. But what we're going to do is move the party towards Rivendell, because I think we will come across some combat if we do that. Let's head this way. We'll stay on the road, because otherwise it takes so bloody long for them to get anywhere. Let's turn the speed up a bit. Very hasty. It's morning. Takes them a while to get out of the hills. In fact, they didn't. Oh, there we go. It took them ages to get out of the hills to get onto the road. They finally made it. It's night time. Morning again. Off we go. I guess we're coming up to the ford of Bruinen, I guess, at some point. I'm not sure if we'll meet the Black Riders, actually. I hope we bloody well don't. That'll be a disaster. Night time again. It's taken them ages to get anywhere. That's because they've reached a location that I wanted them to go to. So let's move them along a bit further. There we go. Let's walk through the forest. Awesome. We've met Glorfindel. I haven't done this bit yet. We've met Glorfindel. Awesome. Obviously, those of you sort of like the films, you'll know that they replaced Glorfindel with Arwen. But I love Glorfindel from the books. I mean, he's an awesome character. Let's follow him. No combat yet. I thought we might. Glorfindel has reached ford of Bruin, and holy smoke! And there's the. Oh my god! There's the Nazgul. So we're going to fight the Nazgul at the. No, I don't want them. I need to protect Frodo. So this is a combat essentially. You've got different options you can choose for each character. We've killed the Nazgul Lord. Oh bloody hell! Elrond and Glorfindel are in a bit of a mess though. Glorfindel is dead. Frodo's withdrawn. Yeah. Oh, Frodo's been killed. Oh, Frodo withdrew as well. Okay, guys, this is a combat, as you can see. We're fighting all of the Nazgul. We've killed 5 of them, but Frodo is dead. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen now. Aragorn's still fit and healthy. Elrond's still in the fight. Glorfindel's dead as well. He never would have been killed by a Nazgul. No way. Certainly Elrond wouldn't have done either. Oh, we've beaten them. The good force is victorious. Unfortunately, Frodo's dead. And Glorfindel's dead. I'm not sure what's going to... Oh, Sam now has the ring. So Sam's now the ring bearer. So the game doesn't finish when Frodo dies then, basically. We've reached Elrond in Rivendell. A great council was held. Sam was appointed the ring bearer. Oh, well. So I'm sorry, Frodo. Didn't expect that at all. I guess I should have realised we'd be attacked at the ford, but there you go. So if the ring bearer dies, in this case Frodo, then one of the other characters take over. And as you can see, we've met everyone else here now. There's that little sprite must be Gandalf. And there's a whole party. All of them except Frodo. That's Goblin Town, 500 orcs. Let's just see if we can, just for a laugh, let's have a quick suicide run with all the party into Goblin Town. Just for a laugh, you know, let's see what... Gandalf is going to Goblin Town. Let's see how tough Gandalf is, shall we? Here we go. This should be a lot of fun. Gandalf meets Bilbo. Bilbo invites Gandalf to pause and talk. Let's go and have a look. Well, I'm sure Bilbo won't be very happy about the fact that Frodo's dead. But I guess he's probably going to be one of those characters who's going to sort of tell us where an item is. If you go here, you'll get this item. So we should see the whole party, hopefully. The whole fellowship, apart from Frodo, of course. There we go. That's Rivendell. Cool. That must be Boromir with the blonde beard. That must be Legolas there, the little sort of weedy looking guy in the brown outfit and the bow. I miss Gimli there. Greetings, Gandalf. This is well met. I've heard an odd tale. To the north of the White Towers exists a ravine wherein may be found a healing draught. Okay, thanks for that, Bilbo. We're kind of going in the wrong direction though now. My short little friend. Time is short. Look not too far ahead in your journey. May the stars shine in your faces. Good journey. Thank you very much, Bilbo. See you later. There's Gimli. Look, awesome. Nice big red beard. Right, let's carry on with the journey. This is just for giggles, guys. You know, the part. Oh no, no, we're not going to do it. This particular bit here is it was copy protection, which is a bit of a bummer. What I might do, guys, I might sort of stop the video here and come straight back, just with the copy protection that I need to type in, just so we can see what happens when Gandalf fights 500 orcs. Hang on a bit there, and I'll be right back. Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Bob here, and we've come straight back. I've got through the copy protection, and Gandalf is now about to fight 500 orcs. I thought this might be quite a laugh. I don't know what screen you get when there's so many combatants involved. I can't possibly believe that you're going to get 500 orcs lined up on the screen. But let's see how the Fellowship does. Gandalf, Aragorn, Gimli, Legolas, Boromir. You know, a few of the hobbits left against 500 orcs. That's got to be a good fight. That one, I would imagine. Here we go. There are the dudes. Here are the orcs. Look a bit like rat men. Let's see how it all goes. Let's see how it all goes, though. I've got my little option. There we go. Yeah, 500 orcs on the evil side. All the dudes on the other side. So let's start the fight. Boromir's dead already. Holy smoke. Sam's dead. Mary's dead. Let's get Aragorn and Gandalf to charge in, and Legolas and Gimli, get them. Legolas is dead. They're all dead apart from Gandalf and Aragorn. These two guys are all Aragorn. Aragorn's dead. Gandalf's on his own against 500 orcs. Gandalf is killed. Well, I have to say, I was expecting a bit more from the Fellowship there. 500 orcs or not, I expected a bit more. But there you go. And that's, I guess, is the end of the game. Yeah, so to sum up, would I recommend someone download WinUAE, Amiga emulator, and play this game? Actually, I probably would. Only if you're a Lord of the Rings fan. I think that's the key thing. If you're Gandalf meets Galadriel. Galadriel invites Gandalf to pause and talk. Okay, well I thought Gandalf died, but obviously Gandalf's a spirit, so you probably can't kill Gandalf, can you? But we'll stop that now. Anyway, as I was saying, if you're a big Tolkien fan, I would probably recommend this game because it's interesting just to walk around the map. I mean, it's sort of in the game before I met Aragorn. It's quite interesting just wandering around, visiting the various locations, finding different items, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's quite good. I had quite a lot of fun. If you're not a Lord of the Rings fan, I'm not sure if I'd recommend it, to be honest with you. The adventuring side of it is quite weak. The strategy side is quite weak. Together they kind of make an okay game, but really I would only recommend them. Only recommend it, I should say, if you're a fan of the universe. I think otherwise there are much better strategy games on the Amiga that you could look out for. But as I said before, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, give it a go. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, guys, of Amiga Retrospective. I hope I've explained the game clear enough for you. My explanation was accurate, and you've got an understanding of what the game's all about. And I'll be back at some point in the future for another Amiga Retrospective. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.